Welcome to the Hong Kong Polytechnic University. During your study here at the Department of Building Services Engineering, we will help you develop a firm foundation in the principles of engineering and design. So after graduation, you'll be prepared with the skills for professional development and lifelong learning. In this video, I'll be giving advice about the 4-year B.Eng program in the Building Services Engineering. At PolyU, the academic year is split into two 13-week semesters, followed by a summer term. An assessment period and break will take place after each semester. Workshop training will be conducted in the university's Industrial Centre in the summer term of Year 2. In Year 3, students will be on a summer placement as part of their work-integrated education. A credits-based system is implemented at PolyU. Each academic program is made up of a number of subjects with its value expressed in terms of credits. A credit generally requires around 35 to 45 hours of study, which includes contact hours and private study. Subjects are classified by levels which refer to the demand on students, and it also reflects the recommended sequence of study. To ensure you all have a healthy workload, 21 credits is the maximum that can be taken in each semester. The BSE department offers a list of discipline-specific requirements, DSR subjects. It aims to develop students' fundamental knowledge and skills to function effectively as a beginning professional in the field of building services engineering. Particular emphasis is given to the development of students' generic competencies in the professional context within the discipline-specific curriculum. On top of the DSR subjects set by the BSE department, the program also embraces a number of common faculty DSR subjects and general university requirements GUR subjects. The following faculty DSR subjects are mandatory to all students who study under the Faculty of Construction and Environment. These subjects aim to form a closer link between all the students studying in the discipline, as communication between professionals in the industry is an essential skill. The GUR subjects are significantly different from your major and have been designed to go beyond your disciplinary domain to expand your intellectual capacity. The GUR is worth 30 credits and is made up of a broad range of subjects in different areas, namely 9 credits from language and communication requirements, 3 credits from freshman seminar, 3 credits from leadership and intrapersonal development, 3 credits from service learning, 12 credits from cluster area requirement, CAR, and a non-credit bearing healthy lifestyle subject. The LCR component aims to help you become biliterate and trilingual. It also helps you acquire the language skills necessary for effective study and communication. To meet the 9-credit requirement, you must complete 2 3-credit English language subjects and 1 3-credit Chinese language subject. These subjects are designed to suit your different levels of English and Chinese language proficiency at entry as determined by your HKDSE scores. If you hold other qualifications, your language proficiency will be determined by an entry assessment set by the English Language Center and Chinese Language Center. Students with a DSE score of level 3, but with 1 or 2 subscores below level 3, will be automatically assigned 1 or 2 extra credit bearing language enhancement subjects to help you work on your areas of weakness. If you can demonstrate that your language skills are beyond the LCR proficient level, you can apply for subject exemption or credit transfer of the subjects concerned. Non-Chinese speakers or students whose Chinese standard is at a junior secondary level or below are assigned an LCR subject specially designed to suit your language background and entry standard. Students who wish to further develop the Chinese are welcome to take additional Chinese LCR subjects as free electives. Cluster Area Requirement subjects, or CAR subjects for short, are categorized into 4 areas: Human Nature, Relations and Development, Community, Organization and Globalization, History, Cultures and Worldviews, Science, Technology and Environment. To meet the graduation requirements, you must take at least 1 subject from each cluster area, and the CAR subjects chosen must also fulfill 3 additional requirements of English reading and writing requirements, Chinese reading and writing requirements, China study requirements. CAR subjects are not pre-assigned. You must register for these subjects via the eStudent online registration system. There will be a briefing session introducing the system during the program registration period. It is recommended that you attend one of these sessions to learn how to use the system. It is highly recommended that you take on CAR subjects organized by other departments so that you can tackle professional and global issues from a multidisciplinary perspective. To be eligible for the award of B.Eng in BSc, a student must have taken and passed all 82 credits of BSc discipline-specific subjects, 12 credits of faculty common discipline-specific requirements, and 30 credits of general university requirements. This will amount to a total of 124 credits. For the degree award, students are also required to satisfy other requirements, such as the 8 training credits on education workshop practice and 2 training credits from the work integrated education. The last column shows the credits which are required if you take 3 electives or plan to take on a minor study. You are welcome to take on 3 electives for more advanced subjects or for further broadening until your total number of credits reaches 150. With 124 credits from the BSc program, a student can take up to 26 credits without incurring a higher tuition rate, enough for a minor study along with a full award of the B.Eng in BSc. A minor program is a collection of subjects totaling 18 credits with at least 50% of the subjects at level 3 or above. The subjects under a minor should have a coherent theme introducing students to a focused area of study. You must achieve a GPA of 2.5 or above to be considered for a minor study enrollment. If you are interested, you must submit your applications to obtain approval from the minor offering department starting from your second year of study. Please note that the minor offering department may set a quota and additional admission requirements. In order to satisfy the requirement for graduation with major plus a minor, you are required to obtain a GPA of at least 2.0 for both programs. If you are interested in expanding your study beyond a single degree, a double major study can be taken. However, completion of a double majors will require more than the study period of 4 years and extra credits on a self-financed basis. The total credit requirements of a double major will depend on the degree of commonality between 2 majors. Apart from the 30 credits of GUR subjects, up to 1/3 of the DSR subjects of the first major, which are common to the second major, can be double counted towards the second major. Only students with a GPA of 3.0 or above can be considered for admission to the second major, while departments offering the second major can set a higher GPA requirement if appropriate. If you wish to take a second major, you must obtain approval from the host department of the first major and then submit your applications to the second major offering department, starting from your second year of study. In order to satisfy the requirement of graduation with double majors, you are required to obtain an overall GPA of at least 2.0 for each of the 2 majors. You will not be allowed to graduate with one of the 2 majors, and you will not be allowed to withdraw from your first major and continue with your second major only. In the BSc program, your performance is normally assessed by a combination of coursework and examination grades. A coursework grade is a combined grade from assessments which may include tests, projects, field exercises, presentations, and other forms of classroom participation. An examination grade is determined from the marks scored in a written examination. At the beginning of each semester, the subject examiner will inform students of the details of the assessment methods used for the subject, as well as the percentage allocation of the subject grade for coursework and examination. Where a subject is assessed by a combination of coursework and examination components, the grade of the examination component must be D or above for you to pass and gain the credits value for the subject. The overall grade for the subject will be determined on the basis of a grade point, which is calculated using this equation, where A and B are the percentage allocations of the subject's grade for examination and coursework respectively. The following table shows the grade point to grade conversion for deriving the subject overall grade. An F is a subject failure grade, and D to A+ are subject passing grades. No credit will be earned if a subject is failed. Therefore, if a student obtains an F in the examination component, then the subject's grade will be F irrespective of the grade of the coursework component. At the end of each semester, a grade point average, GPA, will be calculated from your subject's grade points. It is calculated by this equation, where N is the number of all subjects taken by the student. GPA is an indicator of overall performance and is capped at 4.0. This equation includes failed subjects but excludes exempted subjects, ungraded subjects, incomplete subjects, subjects for which credit transfer has been approved, subjects from which a student has been allowed to withdraw. Please note that if you are absent from an examination, that subject will still be included in the GPA calculation and will be counted as a 0 grade point. If you have a valid reason for being absent, then the application for late assessment can be made. The BSc department strictly follows the university's policy on late assessments. The Subject Assessment Review Panel will decide a student's application for late assessment on a case-by-case basis, depending on legitimacy of the application. Please note that minor illnesses such as upper respiratory infection and gastroenteritis are not regarded as legitimate cases. 3 examples which are considered as legitimate cases would be hospitalization on examination or assessment day with evidence of hospitalization required, death of a direct family member on the examination or assessment day where a death certificate will be required, clash with a funeral service of a direct family member on the examination or assessment day where a death certificate and official receipt of the funeral parlor will be required. Late assessments will not be automatically granted if you are absent. You will have to write an application to the head of department within 5 working days of assessment day with your supporting documents. Applications after the 5 working days will not be accepted. If you obtain a GPA lower than 2.0 at the end of the semester, you'll be put on academic probation in the following semester. If you are able to pull your GPA up to 2.0 or above at the end of the following semester, the status of academic probation will be lifted. You will be recommended to deregister from the program if you have exceeded the maximum number of registration for the program, or if your GPA is lower than 2.0 for 2 consecutive semesters, and your semester GPA in the second semester is also lower than 2.0, or the student's GPA is lower than 2.0 for 3 consecutive semesters. Students must retake a compulsory subject which they have failed. You may also retake any subjects for the purpose of improving your grade as long as the maximum study load of 21 credits per semester is not exceeded. However, you must note that only the grade obtained in the final attempt of retaking will be included in the calculation of GPA, even if the retake grade is lower than the original grade. There are many different types of GPAs, which may be confusing to you at first. The GPA calculated for each semester, including the summer term, is known as the semester GPA. It is used to determine whether you progress to the next semester alongside with the cumulative GPA. Cumulative GPA is calculated after the second semester of your study. It is therefore a cumulative GPA of all subjects taken so far, without applying any weightings. A weighted GPA is calculated to give an indication to the Board of Examiners on the award classification which you are likely to achieve on your academic studies. GUR subjects will be included in the calculation of the weighted GPA. When you have satisfied the requirements for an award GPA will be calculated to determine your award classification. For students taking a major-minor study route, a separate GPA will be calculated for your major and minor programs. The weighted GPA is calculated using this equation, where N is the number of all the subjects counted in the GPA calculation, and WI is the weight of each subject. A university-wide standard weighting is normally applied to all subjects of the same level, with a weighting of 2 for level 1 and 2 subjects, and a weighting of 3 for level 3 and 4 subjects. Same as GPA, the weighted GPA is capped at 4.0. The following are guidelines which the Board of Examiners use as reference in determining your award classification. We hope you now have a better understanding of our program framework and our system of assessment, progression and award. You'll find more detailed information in our program document, which is available in this website. Now, we would like to show you around the campus in Block Z. The Department of Building Services Engineering is on the 8th floor. You will find most of our professors and staff members here. The general office is in room ZS867, where most of the administration work of this department will be processed. Rooms ZN802 and ZN808 are the design and development centers. During your study, you will spend a lot of time using computer programs in the development center. These rooms are equipped with computers which have all the software needed for your assignments. One thing that you need to be aware of is that any software installed on the computers and files on the hard disk will be deleted once the computer has been shut down. So remember to bring your memory stick to save all your important files. To save electricity, computers should be turned off after use. Computers which have been inactive for 25 minutes will automatically shut down, and all documents saved on the computers will be erased. Due to the limited spaces in the computer rooms, saving seats for others is not permitted. Playing games on the computers is also not permitted. Please maintain the cleanliness of the development center by not eating or drinking once inside the room, and clean up before you leave. Printing paper will not be provided by the department. However, students will receive a printing quota each year. To help save paper, please only print what is needed. Apart from learning through lectures and tutorials, we also value the experience of doing hands-on experiments, so let's take a look at the laboratories. Most of the laboratories in the department are located on the basement of Block Z. As a student of the BSc department, you'll spend a lot of time working in the labs. It is very important that you are aware of the health and safety rules for the protection of yourself and others. It is the policy of the university to ensure the health and safety of everyone on the premises, which includes staff, students, and the general public. The measures taken as part of this commitment are designed to achieve high health and safety standards over and above compliance with the statutory requirements. The Departmental Health and Safety Committee, DHSC, in each department would implement the safety policies to maintain a healthy and safe campus. However, all staff and students also have the responsibility of maintaining this accident-free environment. You as students should be actively involved in implementing the safety practices by taking reasonable care of yourself, others, and the equipment inside the laboratory. You should report any accidents or problems regarding health and safety to the Departmental Health and Safety Officer. You can find more information directly from the Health, Safety and Environmental Office or on their website, where you can download the health and safety guidelines to know more about the health and safety policy at PolyU. When you are working in the BSc laboratories, there are some general safety rules that you must follow. Never work alone in the lab. Instead, you should do experiments in a group so that someone can call for help in case of an accident. Long hair should be tied back, and loose items such as jewelry and ties should be tucked in, as they are easily drawn in by moving parts of machinery. Wear proper shoes, not flip-flops or open-toed sandals. Use personal protective equipment, PPE, correctly. Prohibition signs indicate that certain behavior is not allowed inside the lab. These signs mean no eating or drinking is allowed inside the lab, no smoking, mobile phones or pages. Warning signs give caution of a specific hazard, for example, danger of fire risk, danger of highly inflammable substance, danger of high voltage. Mandatory signs indicate that a specific course of action must be taken.
These signs mean you must wear safety goggles for eye protection. You must wear safety earmuff for ear protection. You must wear safety gloves. You must wear safety mask. Safe condition signs provide information about locations of escape route, fire extinguisher, emergency eye wash and shower equipment or first aid kit. If your skin or eye comes in contact with any chemicals, you should use the emergency eye wash or shower to clean it. There is a first aid kit in each lab. If you don't feel well, you should acknowledge your lab supervisor and go see a doctor. You may get medical consultation from the University Health Service too. You should always be alert to unsafe conditions. Ask your supervisors or lab technicians when you are in doubt. You should also report safety problems to the Departmental Health and Safety Officer. Inside the fire engineering lab, all flammable chemicals must be stored in safety cabinets, which are placed far away from heating sources. Students are not permitted to start fires. Only the technical staff within the lab can do so. In the electrical lab, you must be aware of the dangers of an electric shock. The equipment is energized up to 220 volts, so before you wire up or change connections to your experiment setup, you must first switch off or preferably isolate the sources. The circuit connections must be verified by the lab supervisor or technical staff before you energize the circuit. All experiments in the electrical lab must be monitored by a registered electrician. In the HVAC lab, there are fan test rigs which contain motors and moving parts. Although they all have safety guards, they may still be able to come in contact with small objects such as your fingers. In the case of a fire, don't panic. You should go activate the fire alarm and switch off all the machines. Close all doors and evacuate the building. Don't use the lifts and be sure to report the campus security control center. If you have lost your mobile phone or if it fails, you can use the emergency telephone to contact the campus security. You should always be prepared by studying the lab sheet before coming to the lab sessions. During the experiment, listen carefully to the supervisor's briefing and refer to the lab sheet instructions.
If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us. We wish you all success in your studies.